here. Gavin, if you wanted to start with your reflecting on the match and then overall thoughts on the result.
Yep, I was super happy, excited with the result, getting a shutout. First win at home, minus the Vegas. No, but really happy with the effort and the commitment that the guys put in. I thought, the attention to detail in the game plan worked out well. We were able to hurt them where we wanted to hurt them. And I thought we were probably unlucky not to have maybe one or two more tonight. So today, just really happy with where we're going. I think obviously, a couple of tweaks that we made over the last couple of weeks have really started to work out for us. But most importantly, I think it's the identity that we're starting to see and starting to come out. And let's keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, Gavin, it looked like the most complete performance, of the season so far. Just talk about that, what went into it, and how this maybe could be a catalyst going forward.
Yeah, I think actually we did speak about that over the last couple matches. Obviously, three games in a week with a lot of travel hasn't been easy with rotations and a lot that went into the last week. And so credit to the guys for being able to manage it well. I thought, we showed really good fight and some of the things we haven't really done well in terms of, attention to detail against Tulsa in last weekend's match. I thought, this match against Tacoma was probably our best attacking match, and where we saw a little bit of that other side of the identity that we want, our ability to now control the match and be able to possess and put teams under. I thought we did a really good job with our repressure. And so the goal today was can we put both of those together into one match? I think, again, big strides in that respect. Still ways to go, but we're starting to see again our ability to fight and our blue collar, as well as our ability to be aggressive and force teams to be uncomfortable. So really happy with that.
Direct ball's been a really strong addition to your repertoire offensively. Talk about how it is able to put the defense on the wrong foot.
Yeah, I think our ability. We talked about our ability to be aggressive and force teams to be uncomfortable and face their own goal. Our ability to attack 1v1, 2v2, and threaten and forces teams to have to use extra players to drop back. If they don't, we want to be a bit more direct in it, and we do that. And then, as they drop players back, I think it allows us to give room to kind of settle in and now we'll just circulate and create the gaps that we want to be able to find. Still work in progress, but I think it's starting to see those a little bit more consistent.
So when you first you guys brought in Peter Wilson, the last couple of games, him and Wolfgang have been really kind of melding well on a lot of those attacks. Is this kind of what you envisioned early on in the season, or is there still a little bit more that you're looking for? How has that been for you guys so far?
Yeah, I think, part of that is the chemistry and the time it takes to get guys in. Obviously, the physical loading and getting them up to match fitness, with a lot of guys that got a late start. And there's always, again, we're still young. I know we're dating stuff back to last year, but it's a fresh process with a fresh staff and a lot of new players. So I think we're starting to see that. And I think, to your point, there's a lot more for us to do and a long way we can go to get better. So, yeah. Thank you.
Formation shift, we see a back five now. We see a lot of rotation in the attack. I think I saw even Sinistera up in that 9 spot a couple times. Just kind of talk about that formation shift and how you like the structure on what you're seeing.
Yeah, I think the ability for us to be a bit more flexible. We have some cover. We know our center backs are good, not only defensively, but also in their ability to circulate the ball and be able to find different spots on the field, whether that's short passes or longer passes. A big focal point for us was being able to get more support for our 9 and our ability to switch to 2 9s and then back and forth between a 9 and 2 wingers gives us some variability and flexibility in our play and allows us to do different things defensively and be able to make teams again have to worry about some different pictures. So ideally we keep on running with it, but I think, our ability to just get more players higher up as well as how that cover's been a big change for us.
Julian Bravo's relationship developed a relationship with the center backs. Talk about his contribution to the back line and gives you the confidence to go forward as well.
Yeah, Julian's been big time. Obviously, we missed him a little bit after his preseason injury, but I think now, him working back in, he's been an animal with the rehab and getting back in, his ability to tackle, organize chase, clip balls, and play out a little bit of the composure that he brings as well into the back line. Both of them were having to suffer a little bit and defend in some hairy situations, as well as having to break the press. So been really good to have him back in.
First win in the Coliseum. Can you talk a little bit about that and just the fan support and kind of what that means for the whole group, not only the team but just the whole organization?
Yeah, I think finally. It felt like forever. Obviously, it was a 3-game homestand, and big picture, that's part of a process. But super happy to finally get the win. Super happy to get for our fans to celebrate and have some joy. You saw them again, and despite everything they've been going through, they have our back at every moment. And so it's really wonderful for us to be able to give them the joy, and hopefully we can continue to keep this thing going so we get the place rocking again.
Yeah, about the striker role, Wolfie looks like a revelation in that striker spot. And, for Peter Wilson, like you mentioned, it felt like a big game for him, a big performance that he needed to really get that momentum going. Just kind of talk about both of them.
Yeah, Wolfie, to start, has been fantastic. He's just he's a coach's player. He listens. He really focuses in, and you really feel like you don't have to tell him things once or twice. And he just, he's locked in. He picks it up. So it's been really good to see his start to the season. We've got big expectations for him, and I think he's in a place where he's mature and he's just locked in and he's focused. Peter, very, very attentive, very, very focused, and he's been very intense in his demands. You can see that, as he comes in, sometimes it's almost like he's wanting it a bit too much, and he's really been working his butt off both sides of the ball to help press and get himself up to pace physically. So it's happy for him to get off, start his scoring, campaign, and excited for what the next, few weeks, months, and season bring for both of those.
One more?
Okay.
So Jurgen has brought kind of a stability to that right back position. I know he's played it in the past. With Camden Riley coming back from injury, where do you think he slots back into this? If he does slot back into this lineup, where do you think you can utilize him the most?
Well, Cam's always, his experience always kind of brings a jack of all trades kind of option. He's been able to play in the midfield for us. He's been able to play in the center back for us. He's been able to play at the outside back / swing back. And as we get back in, one of the big concepts has been competition. And as he comes back in, it's like everything else. Guys are going to have to earn it week in, week out. And I think it builds an edge for the group that allows us to have success on the weekend.
Thanks, guys. We'll be back with Wolf. Oops, I didn't. We just got the goal scorer from the Oakland first goal tonight, fourth of the season, our current leading goal scorer. Well, if you want to just talk about your thoughts on the goal to start, and then your overall thoughts on the first one at home.
Yeah, I mean, I was in a great position. I mean, it was a great interception by Peter, and it was great by him, his great vision to see me. And I just did a little bit of magic to fake the guy out and pin into the corner. It was great. And the boys are really happy to get 3 points at home. It was great.
Yeah, Wolf, we've seen you move into the striker spot. I think I've seen you at like 5, 6 different positions, man. So just talk about that move into that role, how you're getting accustomed to it, what you like about it.
I think it's great. I mean, I think one of my greatest assets is really trying to get in behind, to really trying to get to the box and to get a lot of goals. And I'm finally in a position to do that. So I think it's been great. I've been really embracing it. So it's been good.
Go ahead.
A few years ago, you played in an Open Cup match with the Roots and scored a couple of goals, and then went back to Madison. So were there specific things you were working on in Madison to get back to this level, or how did that all kind of happen?
Yeah, I think I was at a point in my career where I really needed to just get a lot of playing time and really grow as a professional. I think that was really important for me. And thankfully, Madison was really able to give me the opportunity for that season and even the next season too. I really think I grew as a person and as a player too, to be able to grow and to be able to really show my stuff in this league. So it's been good.
Yeah, you spent a few years on loan. Just kind of elaborate on your path there, things you've learned along the way. Like you said, it helped your career out.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some points where even when you're on loan, you're still fighting for a spot. So I think it's just like really trying to really being clutch and really being important when you get those minutes, and to really gain off those minutes and to really gain the trust of the coaches there and the league itself to really show what you're about. So I really think it was just great happiness. I mean, I've had nothing but great experiences, and I think it's just, I only see going up. Like, I'll only want to keep going up. So it's been good.
Two more. Go ahead, John.
Okay. The connection with Peter Wilson, you two have connected for 2 goals so far. Just kind of talk about building that chemistry with him and all that's going into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important. I think he's a player that really has a good European background, really understands the game well. So I think it's just up to me to really be in those spots for him when he does win the ball in those spots, and to be there for him to get the finishes off for his great passes. So yeah, the chemistry's been great, and I think we can only just go up. I think it's only going to get better from here, so it's been good.
Jack.
First win in the Coliseum, can you talk about just how that feels and then what the fan support kind of means?
I mean, I think it's great. I think the fans were really looking for that, and we were really looking to make this a fortress where it's tough to play and we can get good results. And so I'm really happy that we were able to do that for the fans today, and for us too, because I think we needed that. Both the fans and the players needed that. So it was great.
Thanks, guys. All good. Thanks, Wolf.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.